Hello everyone, this is your board game hero and I am back once again to give you another set of tips. This time I'm only going to give you 10 because naubusan na ako. Let's go. Let's go with number 1. Mellow Dice. Are you the type of person who plays music in the background while playing board games? Perhaps you want to get all the players in the mood. Perhaps you want to be immersed in the world of the game you're playing. Study shows that music helps with storing memories as it associates certain happenings to the notes that are currently playing during the episode. One good site to help you find the perfect playlist for your game nights is mellowdice.org. Mellow Dice is a crowdsourced website with music playlists for board games. In it, you will search the title of the game you're about to play. And as you hit enter, you will be welcomed with a set of playlists, mostly YouTube videos that were added by fellow board gamers. Being crowdsourced means that you yourself can add your own links to a music that you think best suits the game. Number 2. Schwarze. Do you even follow the rules for determining the first player? The player who recently had a burger? The player who last watched a film? Most of the time, we just randomize. And what better randomization app in the market now is Schwarze. Schwarze is a free finger chooser app by Ivan Seidel Gomez. Each player will simultaneously place one of their fingers on the screen for a few seconds, and then the app will pick a finger to be the winner, or in this case, the first player. Number 3. Eating chips using chopstick. Do you love eating snacks like chips while playing, yet you don't want the cards to be touched with crumb-covered fingers? Then you can use chopsticks to grab the chips instead of your finger. My family game group loves chips, especially while playing, and this technique has been used several times. Sadly, not all the time. Recently, Paula Deming did this as well in one of her videos. This is just a simple and genius solution. If you don't know how to use a chopstick, there are alternatives you can find in the market, like this one. Number 4. I have been mentioning about print and play games last time I did a video, and I realized I haven't really talked about it. So what is it? What is a print and play game? A print and play game, also called PNP for short, is a game you can easily print at home and play with minimal components requirement. These games range from one-sheet games, 9-card games, or even a full game with board and tokens. Most PNP games are free, if not cheap, and easily accessible through Board Game Geek or other dedicated PNP marketplace like PNP Arcade. There are also friendly PNP groups on Facebook to help you with all your questions. And a fun fact, one of the most well-known PNP builders is a Pinoy and his name is Martin Gonzalez. So if you're on a tight budget or just a DIY enthusiast, you can start doing your own PNP builds. To build a PNP game, you will need a printer, a cutting mat, roll-on glue, a cutter or a hobby knife, and a ruler. If you lack the tools, you can commission someone who can do it for you. There are local Facebook pages that offer these services. Number 5. Papercraft Terrain. Are you a wargamer? A DM for a tabletop RPG? Then you know the 3D terrains are cool but expensive. However, despite it not being a necessity, it usually finds its place in most tables because it greatly enhances the experience, immersion, and table presence of the game. But you don't always have to spend a lot to make your games immersive. There are papercraft terrains in the market that you can print and easily build yourself. Some of them are free, some of them have a price, but prices ranges from only $1 to $4, which is 50 pesos to 200 pesos in Philippine peso, depending on its complexity. What's good is that you only have to buy once and you can print as many times as you want. Number 6. 3D printing components, inserts, and miniatures. We already talked about PNP games, Papercraft Terrain. Now let's keep it rolling. Let's talk about 3D printing. 3D printing is quite a new technology in the hobby, yet it's moving really fast. We now have 3D printing quality comparable to factory-produced items. There are a lot of 3D printers and 3D printing services in the local scene. There are also people that are known locally and internationally for making 3D printable files. What are the things that you can 3D print and where to get it? First, you can get free 3D printable files on Thingiverse. Thingiverse is a design community for discovering, sharing, and making 3D printable files. Go to thingiverse.com. Second, You can 3D print almost anything in the hobby, such as, but not limited to, miniature figures, game inserts, components and tokens, and card holders.
Number 7. Stop Motion Studio.
Now you have your own paper terrains, beautiful 3D printed miniatures, music playing in the background. Don't you just want to make stories with the game components? If filmmaking and storytelling is your thing, I recommend doing stop motion animations to tell your story. One free and reliable tool for this is an app called Stop Motion Studio. Stop Motion Studio is a powerful, full-featured editor with easy-to-use interface and positioning guides. Here are some of the videos that I made using board game miniatures. And the best part about this is that it's free. So go ahead and make your own stop motion animation and tell your own story. Number 8. Local games. Did you know that there are games designed and published locally? Do not limit your board game collection to just popular international games, because right here in our own backyard, there are games designed by fellow Filipinos. Games already published, some are already in stores, and most are currently in development. Some of them are self-published and some get published by big companies, either locally or internationally. Our local community is growing and maturing. This means that the market is growing and games are being pushed out in better condition and more refined as we get more feedback and help from local playtesters and local designers supporting one another. So get out there and look for local games to add to your collection. Number 9. Do not sell free stuff. There are many things that I listed here that are free. PNP files, 3D printable STL files, and Papercraft Terrain. Most of them cannot be redistributed nor sold commercially. Most free stuff in the hobby is for personal use only. So if you got something for free, please check with the creator or double check the license and agreement from where you downloaded it to see if you can use it other than for personal use. Always assume it is for personal use first before doing anything else to avoid doing something that you will regret in the future. So stay safe and protect the integrity of the hobby and the community. Number 10. Board gaming during the pandemic. Are you one of the people that discovered board gaming during the pandemic, or a seasoned gamer greatly affected by it? With strict health protocols being implemented, we can all agree that it's best to stay home. But how can you enjoy the hobby without people on the table to play with? Worry not, there are other alternative platforms to play with friends, and some games can be enjoyed solo. Yes, you heard it right. Games, new and old, now have solo rules so that you can play it while in isolation. You want to go against an AI opponent? There's an automa. Want to see how high you can score? Beat your own score. You want to go on an epic adventure? There are cooperative games. Brain training? Puzzle games. But if you prefer playing with friends, there are online platforms such as Board Game Arena, Tabletopia, and Tabletop Simulator, wherein you can play with your friends and other players on a computer wherever they may be. So don't let the pandemic stop you, keep that board gaming going, and play more games. And that concludes our 2-part mini-series of tips from Board Game Hero to you. I hope you find that helpful in some way. Don't forget to follow and like Variable Play Network as we push out more contents for you and for the community in the future. Also, catch me, my friend Soy, and Marlon every second and fourth Saturday of the month at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. as we do SBPH Live. In SBPH Live, we tackle solo board gaming topics. We play solo games together in the hive mind. We have occasional guests, so you might want to look out for that. And if you're a solo board gamer, join us at Solo Board Gamers Philippines Facebook group. And lastly, please support Board Game Hero on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you may be. And once again, this is Clint, your Board Game Hero. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.